We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us.
A Black future happens all the time. It's built on a foundation of those who have paved the way. A generation ago, all done would have seemed unheard of. And what's new to the world now will be incomparable to what's coming up next. Trust your dream. The future is counting on it. Dream in Black with us at attdreaminblack.com.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event.
Just move on.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. 40, love, match point. Out.
There's no way that was out.
Out. The ball is out. It's out.
Are you even watching?
No, honestly, I'm not. I'm watching college football on AT&T 5G.
With AT&T 5G, too much college football is never too much. 5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
For the latest news on North Carolina A&T Aggies athletics, plus the best sports coverage in the Triad, follow Tobacco Road Sports Radio on Twitter at Tobacco Radio.
Confidence. How do you define it? It's a feeling you have when you discover a newfound ability, like the power to take charge of your health care. With Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, you can learn about a doctor before you choose one, because you can read their reviews. You can keep control of your own wallet, because you can get estimates for your costs at different hospitals and doctors' offices. All so you can make choices with confidence. Be bold, be confident, live fearless.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance is in every county, every day. With over 800 agents helping friends and neighbors, it's more than business to us, it's a friendship. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
You are listening to North Carolina A&T Aggie Basketball, Tobacco Road Sports Radio, your home for Triad Sports.
Can I get an Aggie? Right? Jackson right side, has a free lane, goes up, and slams it home. He posterized one. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Welcome into the Tobacco Road Sports Radio studios. Desmond Johnson here on the Aggie Sports Network. A loaded night in the CAA. I'll get you prepped for all of that as North Carolina A&T prepares to take on Stonybrook on the road in CAA action here at 6:30 p.m. with Spencer Turkin on the call. Let's jump into it. It's the pregame basketball scoreboard here on the Aggie Sports Network. Starting off in the CAA, of course, we do have North Carolina A&T taking on Stonybrook at 6:30 p.m. at the Island FCU Arena in Stonybrook, New York. North Carolina A&T 5-9 in the CAA, Stonybrook 7-7 in the CAA. 7 o'clock tip-off between league leader UNC Wilmington and William and Mary. That game is in Williamsburg. UNC Wilmington with a 10-4 CAA conference record atop of the league. 7 o'clock tip-off as well for Monmouth taking on Townsend. That is in the SCCU Arena in Townsend, Maryland. Monmouth 8-6, Townsend 9-5. So group there right underneath the top spots in the conference. Also 7 o'clock tip-off, Hampton taking on Campbell at 7 p.m. Elon facing Northeastern. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off as well. Live from Matthews Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. On the CBS Sports Network, Drexel taking on Hofstra. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off. And Charleston, they're actually the leaders of the conference right now at 11-3. So a game ahead of UNC Wilmington. They'll be facing a tight Delaware Blue Hens team that's 9-5 in the CAA. So a lot of games going on tonight with conference seeding on the line as we get closer and closer to the CAA tournament that'll begin week after next. Only top 25 games going on tonight. 7 o'clock p.m. on FS1. Rutgers facing third-ranked Purdue. And at 11 o'clock p.m., the nightcap on FS1, 21st-ranked Washington State takes on 4th-ranked Arizona in Pac-12 action. We've got Coach Monty Ross. Got a chance to speak to Spencer Turkin earlier. in the pregame. We'll listen to that before we get you back to courtside with Spencer as North Carolina A&T takes on Stonybrook in CAA action. You're listening to the North Carolina A&T Aggie Sports Network, powered by Tobacco Road Sports Radio. So where exactly can you hear Tobacco Road Sports Radio?
North Carolina, Kernersville, Salisbury, you know what I'm saying? Burlington. I didn't bring up Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte.
For the best in live sports debate, live sporting events, and more, tune in to Tobacco Road Sports Radio. TobaccoRoadSportsRadio.com.
The North Carolina, Archdale.
Hey, Panther fans, right now on the SiriusXM app, hear the most in-depth Carolina Panthers coverage anywhere with Believe in Carolina Panthers, part of the Believe podcast network on SiriusXM. Hear from me, Desmond Johnson, and my co-host, Skylar Callahan from Sports Illustrated, and Panther great Jonathan Stewart as we break down the Panthers before and after every game through the NFL season. Your team, your podcast. Search BLEAV in Carolina Panthers on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Do you believe?
Hey, y'all, Tiny's Mobile Auto. Is your car broke down? Are you stuck somewhere? Do you need a mechanic? You don't want to call a tow truck? Call Tiny's Mobile Auto. He'll come out to you, do your work, whatever you need done, your regular maintenance, or if you're broke down on the side of the road, give him a call. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call 336-423-6241. You don't even have to see me. Just let me know what's wrong with your car, and I will come and fix it, y'all. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, I'm on the Twitters, whatever you guys need, 336-423-6241. As always, I'll be seeing you.
Sedgefield Lawn and Landscape Supply is your one-stop shop for your lawn. Family-owned, serving customers residential or commercial. Check out our large selection of mulch, pine needles, sand, gravel, grass seed, fertilizer, herbicides. They even do propane fill-ups. And if you're looking for lawn care equipment, you won't find a better spot in the Triad than Sedgefield Outdoor Equipment. Visit them today, 5111 Mackey Road in Jamestown, North Carolina. Give them a call at 336-292-6800 and follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to the countdown, the tip-off on the Aggie Sports Network. Spencer Turkin alongside the head coach, Monte Ross, getting you ready for Stonybrook and North Carolina A&T. Coach, a tough one the other day at the Corbett Sports Center against Delaware. We were just laughing that if I told you that you were going to keep Jair Davis, Christian Ray, and a couple of those other guys on the Blue Hens under 10 points and hold Delaware to under 65 points, that you would have thought that we would have won the game probably by 15, maybe 10. I'll be generous there, right? And so when you think about that and the defensive effort that you guys are really starting to put in, how do you evaluate your squad from the beginning of the year to now in terms of becoming this defensive juggernaut that they've become?
Well, it's really pride is how I describe it. Pride, because I'm so proud of these guys and I like to call it stick-to-itiveness, where they just bought into our plan that we had for them, and they understood, because we talked to them ad nauseum about it. The non-conference schedule that we're going to play is going to be difficult. It's going to test us. It's going to make us battle-tested for conference play. And everything that we do, we talked about it, again, ad nauseum about everything we're doing is gearing us up for January the 4th, our first conference game against Campbell. So they just stuck with again, ad nauseum about, and so everything we're doing is gearing us up for January the 4th, our first conference game against Campbell. The result that you want is to start to question any and everything. You question yourself, you question the team, you question the coaches, you question everything. But these guys haven't. They've really trusted, for lack of a better term, trusted the process and have been committed to the process, again, without being emotionally attached to the results. And really, really proud of them. And the other thing is, we've talked to them about, we want to be playing our best basketball at this time of the year, at the end of February, going into March. And we're starting to get there in certain ways defensively. Now, if you tell me we're going to hold Delaware to 62 points, I would have said, shoot, we needed to hold them to about 59 just because of our scoring deficiencies right now until we can get whole and get healthy. But then if we can do that, a couple weeks from now, I'd feel a little bit better.
Well, you mentioned getting healthy, and we won't keep the suspense up much longer. Nikos Hidikudas back in the lineup tonight. Landon Glasper also available tonight. Well, what is the plan with those two guys? How do you try and weave them back in, if you weave them in at all?
Well, it's funny. Like as soon as Landon got cleared, when we went through the first day he was cleared, our practice on Monday was really we went through every offensive set that we had. We ran through it hard for 45 minutes. And so, you call out, okay, the first group up. And Landon just stepped right in it because if I'm back, I'm in the first group. So, it's hard to keep him off the court. So yeah, like he'll start tonight. I don't know how many minutes he'll play because obviously he's been doing conditioning things, but it's just different from basketball conditioning. But the other thing I told him is he's not going to be the older Landon right away. It's going to take him some time mentally to get confidence in his knee. It's going to take him, obviously, condition-wise to get back to where we need him to get to. But just to have for him, I'm really happy that he's going to get some games under his belt before we get into conference tournament play. And I think that's going to be very, very important. Nikos will come in off the bench. Again, he's our best rebounder, so happy to have him back. And, I think with us getting whole, get some games under our belt, it's very important for these guys to be together and enable us to make a push.
Coach, earlier this week, St. John's head coach Rick Pitino, after a loss, was talking about how this is the least fun and the least enjoyable season he's had as a head coach. And when you and I talk, it's the complete opposite. This arguably might be one of the most enjoyable seasons that you've had as a head coach or even as an assistant coach in all of your years in college basketball. Why do you think that is?
Just because of, the kids that we have. These guys are so locked into being coached and locked into wanting more, wanting knowledge. They're very hungry and thirsty for what we give them. And it challenges us as a staff, too. And I always tell the staff that these guys are their eyes are so wide open. They're so much like a sponge. We got to make sure we're always challenging them. And, just an example is before the Delaware game, we just put in a different type of defensive way that we wanted to attack Delaware. And we only had one day to do it. And that day was right after a game on Thursday night. So you couldn't do but so much. So we just walked through for 45 minutes. And the way that they executed it just tells me, it speaks volumes about this team, their character, their ability to think through things, and their togetherness, their chemistry, and all those types of things. So it's been a pleasure. It's really been a pleasure. And I know, one of the things that I try not to get too deep in, and it's obviously it's a results-driven business, but when you're building something, you can look at the process of what you're doing rather than the result. And the process that we're going through right now, it's been really enjoyable. And it's because of these young people that we have on our team.
Well, tonight, the Seawolves, they're a squad that has some size. This is a team that saw A&T 3 times last year. And then this will be the first and only matchup until potentially tournament time for these two squads. So one shot at Stonybrook. What do you see on tape from the Seawolves, and what can your squad do to try and counter some of that size, especially at the 5 position?
Well, we're going to have to pay special attention because they are so big. We're going to have to make sure that we're not leaving our guys out to dry per se and just say, look, you stop this guy. We'll have to do some different things defensively to help those guys out. And the other thing, where it really puts you in a little bit of a pickle is, like, their guards are really good. Their guards are scoring at a high clip. So we have to make sure while we're paying special attention to the bigs, that we're not forgetting about the guards who can really, really hurt you when they get hot. So it's going to be a challenge for us defensively, but it's one that I trust these guys. They'll step up to the plate.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck to you and the Aggies, and we'll talk to you on the postgame show.
All right, thanks, Spence.
That'll do it for us here on the countdown to tip-off. Coming up next, it's Stonybrook and North Carolina A&T on the Aggie Sports Network.
We love sports.
Joe Louis, the greatest boxer ever lived.
Not only do we love sports, but we love to debate sports.
He was bad in Captain Clay. He bad in Sugar Ray. He bad in that. Who that? The new boy. Mike Tyson look like a bulldog. He bad in him too. He done whipped Mike Tyson ass. He whipped all their ass.
For the best sports analysis in the triad.
What about Rocky Marciano?
In-depth local coverage of your favorite schools and teams.
Let me tell you something. One fall, Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't.
And of course, the best sports debate in the triad.
Beat Joe Louis's ass.
Welcome to Tobacco Road Sports Radio.
Joe Louis was 75 years old when he fought.
You're welcome.
I don't know how old he was, but got it there.
Blue Naples Pizzeria in Kernersville is now hiring. Come work for one of the best Italian restaurants in the triad. Currently hiring dishwashers, cooks, front cashiers, and more. Great hours. Hey, give them a call at 336-993-7707 or stop by and inquire at 1519 Union Cross Road in Kernersville. Start working this week. Blue Naples Pizza.
Hey, Panther fans. Right now on the SiriusXM app, hear the most in-depth Carolina Panthers coverage anywhere with Believe in Carolina Panthers, part of the Believe podcast network on SiriusXM. Hear from me, Desmond Johnson, and my co-host, Skylar Callahan from Sports Illustrated, and Panther great Jonathan Stewart as we break down the Panthers before and after every game through the NFL season. Your team, your podcast. Search BLEAV in Carolina Panthers on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Do you believe? You
are listening to North Carolina A&T Aggie Basketball, Tobacco Road Sports Radio, your home for Triad Sports.
Can I get an Aggie? Right? Jackson right side has a free lane, goes up and slams it home. He posterized one. Oh my goodness gracious! North Carolina A&T. Can I get an Aggie? Right?
On 5. Half a game. The run goes up and tomahawks it down. Stole the ball and was able to get the job done as the Aggies now with a 4-point lead. And he tears down the rim from the right side. Oh my gosh. He left it away. Step back three in route and it's good. Dialed it up from long distance and connects the call. 61-59, 2 minutes to go.
Welcome to North Carolina A&T basketball. Let's go down to the court.